everyone, it's Erin Flitter here, and I am here setting up my goal page for Q2, which is going to be quite drastically different from previous goal pages that you have seen on this channel. I'll link those videos below for you if you want to take a look at those. I am going to be honest, 2019 has been very hard for me so far, emotionally, physically, all that kind of stuff. So having a big, long goals to-do list is not going to be feasible for Q2, particularly because honestly, I can't achieve a lot of goals for Q2 because in April, I have several week-long trainings. In May, I'm getting married and going on my honeymoon. So that's like a 3-week situation. And then in June, I will just be trying to pick up the pieces after I've been gone for so long. So I have 4 major goals that I'm going to put down, and I decided to continue on with the giraffe theme. Sorry that my nails aren't done. Guys, I'm a mess. So I'm going to set up this goals page with a quote page on the other side, and I am going to actually include a voiceover from the Q&A questions that you guys gave me on my Instagram at Erin Flitter Designs when I posted in my stories. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that. First, I'm going to get my cat off the top of the refrigerator, and then I'm going to go ahead and work on this and do the voiceover, and I'll see you on the other side. Hey everyone, so I am here with one of my cats. He's very needy, so I'm sorry in advance if he cries or if he purrs during this, but I had a very long day at work and he needs me, so I'm going to be there for him, which leads me to my first question from the Q&A, which is, what are the names of your cats? The cat that is currently sitting in my lap is Max. We also call him Maximilian or Big Boy or Churro, and he is a tuxedo. And then the other cat that we have is an all-black cat. His name is Mason. I got him back in 2014 from my fiance's brother when he had surgery. Well, when the cat had surgery, not when my fiance's brother had surgery. So I've had him for a lot longer than Max. Mason is also called Baby or Fatty or Burrito. So we actually call him a lot of different names. Oh, or Toothless because he is black. So the next question is, how old are you? I am 28 going on death. I will have my birthday in August. How long have you been in a relationship with your fiance? We have been friends for 7.5 years. We started dating 5 years afterwards. So 2.5, almost 3 years we have been together. When did you start bullet journaling? I started bullet journaling back in end of 2015, but really picked up on it at the end of 2016. I always kind of did some method of bullet journaling while planning. I'm a very task-oriented person, so that's how I do a lot of my planning. Next question is, will you continue at the EPA when you move? The answer to that is yes. I will be continuing at the EPA. My office is for New York, New Jersey, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. That is our region in the federal government. So it's not a far off cry for me to go up to Syracuse. I do have to work in the office. I can work at home and in the office, but I also am in the field. So a lot of my work is just going to convert to upstate stuff. So it's not that big of a deal. The next question is, where did you and your boo meet? Is he into Bujo/artsy too? So he is not artsy at all. He leaves all that to me. But he is very supportive of my art. He's always asking me if I need to go do stuff in my bullet journal. And if I ever forget to write down a date, he's like, oh, Erin, isn't that what your bullet journal is for? So he's funny. Sorry, I have a cat.
We met in 2011. Oh, so I guess longer. We've known each other longer. Whatever. We met in 2011, and we actually met at a University of South Florida football game when USF was visiting Notre Dame. And so we both traveled for that trip with the same student organization, and we met there. And I was yelling about people drinking water because it was very hot, and apparently he liked that about me, so who knows why. The next question is, what's a long-term goal of yours? And this is a hard question for me to answer because I don't know. There's several aspects of my life, as you guys can see when I do these goals pages. So I think that for my biggest long-term goal is to own a dog, as silly as that sounds, which might actually come true soon. I'll let you guys know. But one of the biggest things is to have a dog. And I had dogs all growing up, but I haven't had a dog in a very long time. So that's a big thing for me. And work-wise, I think a long-term goal for me is to go into management at the EPA. And then in my business, it's probably to hire someone one day, to make enough money to hire someone to help me, because I can only give so much of myself to my business. And I think I would be able to provide so much more for you guys if I had someone helping me. But I'm just one person. So maybe one day, but those are a few of my long-term goals. My dream travel destination. I have had on the top of my list for a long time to go to Prague. That is one of my big, dream places to go. We're actually also going to one of my dream places, which is Iceland. We're going for our honeymoon. So those are two of, kind of my top places. Would you ever revisit a previous Bujo theme and try to do it in a new way? Funny you should say that, because that is my plan to do for my Harry Potter theme. I went with Christmas at Hogwarts for December because I knew that I would be able to adapt the Harry Potter theme a lot of ways. So that's definitely one that I'll be adapting. And I think my mountain theme is one that I will also be adapting one day. So keep an eye out for those. What's your favorite type of brush pen and where can I buy it? If I'm talking small brush pen, my favorite will always be the Tombow Feud. You can get that on Tombow USA. You can get that on Amazon. You can get it on Jet Pens. There's a ton of different places you can get that particular one. It's the Fudenosuke. I'm not good at speaking. So that's one that you could do. If you're talking a larger brush pen, I mean, you guys see that I'm always preferable to my Tombows, but those aren't great for beginners. So if I were going to say for a beginner for a large one, I would go with Artline Sticks. Again, you can get that on Amazon. I think you can also get it from Jet Pens, but I would have to make sure. I'll let you guys know in the description or comments below. If you could meet anyone, alive or dead, who would you meet and why? Oh gosh, this is hard. I'm gonna go with Amelia Earhart, which is the woman pilot that went missing. And the only reason I say that is because I did a project in 8th grade where we had to dress up like a person in history, and that's who I had chosen. And reading about it fascinated me. And so if I could meet Amelia Earhart just to find out what happened, that's probably who I would meet. And that's totally random, but it's something iconic that I remember from 8th grade. So I thought that that one would be really nice to know. The next one is, how did you get into your fitness journey? So I've always been somewhat into fitness, mostly through doing sports. if you're talking wellness in general, I did see a happy planner video that really like pushed me towards that kind of wellness journaling. But overall, I think I got much more involved when I moved to New York, and there was just like a gym at my work. So I decided to go that route, and I don't know, it became a part of my life, and I've been slacking on it a lot lately, but I do love going to the gym. It just it's been taking a lot out of me lately. How much time did it take you to ace that perfect hand lettering that you do? Well, thank you for calling it perfect. It's not, but honestly, everyone can always develop. So for me, I have been hand lettering since 2016, probably August 2016. So that's when I really started lettering. And honestly, it was just a lot of practice. There are plenty of lettering challenges on Instagram, and that's how I did it. Although you can find a lot of free and purchasable practice sheets that you can also use. But I just started lettering the prompts, and that is what got me into lettering, and that's what kept me going, and that's how I practiced. What do you do for the EPA? So I am in the enforcement division of the EPA. So there are programmatic things, so things that deal with the actual regulations, and then there is the enforcement of those regulations. So I am an air credentialed inspector. So that is one of my jobs. My other jobs are tracking referrals between programs and to other agencies. So I work a lot with OSHA. I work a lot within the region and with headquarters when there's big multimedia type cases. What pens do I use? Almost exclusively I use either a Tombow brush pen, a Tombow Feud, or a Tombow Mono drawing pen, or a Muji .38 fine liner gel pen. So those are my 4 biggest ones that I use. Do you use a ruler and pencil to plan out designs? How many times do you erase before you're happy? I have a bad habit of not erasing, which I kind of wish I would do more. But yes, I 100% almost always use a pencil first. And that is because unless I'm doing a layout where it's just boxes, and the new Scribbles That Matter has those little dash lines that make it really, really easy to do that. I'm always afraid that I will go over the line and that I have to write a whole bunch out, and I know I do that anyways. It happens all the time. But for me, I really just like to see ahead of time what it's going to look like, because there's what I envision in my head that it will look like, and then there's like the practical use of it. So drawings I erase a lot. I mean, I'm talking 2, 3, sometimes 4 times before I really like it. And a lot of times I do that on a separate piece of paper. So I'll find something on Pinterest that sparks some inspiration. I'll tweak it a little bit, and then I'll trace that over and over again and constantly tweak that. So maybe not erasing so much as redrawing it. And then once I like it, I will put it under the Scribbles That Matter paper, and I'll trace that drawing that I did. So that's typically what I do. And yes, I use a ruler a lot. Maybe not so much when I am using my pencil to draw things out, but I do use my ruler a lot when I'm actually using or doing the actual spreads. So a little bit of both. And that's all the questions I have. So I hope you guys like this video. I know this was a little bit longer of a video, but I wanted to provide you both the quarterly and the Q&A. So I hope you like how this turned out, and I'll swing you on over to the rest of the video.
All right, so sorry in advance if you hear my cats. It is right around their feeding time. Sorry if you can hear construction. I hope you guys enjoyed the Q&A session that I included in here. It's just something that's important to me to get to know you guys and for you guys to get to know who I am as a person. So I like to follow Cindy Trabaldo's kind of method of just trying to be as real as possible on the internet, no matter how hard it can be sometimes. So my quarterly goals, like I said, the next 3 months are going to be pretty insane. But my main goals for this quarter, and I kind of chose one in each category of my life. So for my business, it's put digital listings on Redbubble and on Etsy. So because I will not be able to, my entire office is getting packed up and my shop is currently open but only as digital listings right now, and it's because I just cannot handle it. So digital listings I can handle, so I need to include more digital listings on there. So that'll include things like printables. A lot of the stickers that you see in my shop will be available as printables instead of stickers now. And it's honestly just because lately I haven't been able to handle it. And so if I lose money from doing digital versions because you guys aren't buying multiple stickers, honestly, that's fine by me. I would rather you guys get more out of my shop and out of getting to know me than just me making money. That's not what I'm about in this community. I know some people are, but honestly, that's not really me. This is everything that I do. With this is a side gig. As you guys know, I have a job. So that's one of my quarterly goals, is just to get more digital listings. That way you guys can print and cut them out, paste them in your thing. All you really have to do is cut and paste on sticker paper if you want to include it in your bullet journal, and cut out from the sticker paper. So I think this, guys, will work better for you guys. It will work better for me. So that is the goal. Conduct at least 2 inspections. I've had a hell of a time with my inspector credentials lately, so I just need to get out in the field once those actually get in my hand. So conduct at least 2 inspections, reach and maintain wedding goal weight. So I know there's like this stigma around wedding weight and like dropping a bunch of pounds. Honestly, that's not really what I'm doing. I just want to get to a weight that I'm comfortable maintaining for a while, not just for my wedding. So that's why I said reach and maintain wedding goal weight, because that wedding goal weight, I'd like to maintain that even after my wedding. And then honestly, just a huge one is complete our move to Syracuse. So as you guys know, my fiance, soon to be husband in a couple weeks, will be starting his residency at SUNY Upstate. So I am moving up there with him. As you guys heard in the voiceover, I am keeping my job. I have a very flexible job, thank goodness. And then when I am moving around, I can also conduct inspections on the road. So thankfully, my boss has been very okay with this. I've talked to her pretty at length about this for several months, that this was a possibility. So she was well aware. My job is willing to work with me, and thank goodness for that. So it's going to be rough, but I'll do what it takes to make it work. And if it becomes too tough, we have some backup plans in place. But right now, we'll be newlyweds. I want to live with my husband. So, so completing our move to Syracuse. It just so happens that this is on the back of our wedding, so it's a little bit of a stressful time right now. So my quote right now is, sometimes it's not the finish line that matters, it's having the courage to start. And this resonated with me a lot because for me, as you guys have known from my previous goals pages, for me, progress is always the main thing, not like just achieving all my goals, but at least making progress. So like, this is why I didn't put 100 digital listings on Redbubble and on Etsy. I did put the 2 inspections, but that's a low number because I just want to make progress happen in each of these areas of my life. And for me, a lot of that does take courage on my part because, you know, I know where I'm stretching myself thin, and even going for some of these goals is tough for me. But always trying to do your best, always having the courage to go after what you want in life is a big thing, right? And sometimes there are limitations in your life, whether it be stress, or anxiety, whatever. I mean, I struggle with anxiety a lot. So for me, anything that I do is always kind of a step up and courageous for me. I consider myself courageous in starting some of these projects. This whole YouTube channel was a leap of faith on my part to just try to go after it, and I've made it better over the time. It's not really thriving, but I feel like I have a good relationship with my community. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for submitting your Q&As. I know that this is all a little like, okay, Erin, you can stop being sappy, but I just really want to tell you guys how much I appreciate you, and thank you for watching me week in and week out, doing multiple videos a week. Your comments and your support does not go unnoticed, and I just want you guys to know that. So I hope you like this goals page. If you do, like, subscribe, notification bell, all that kind of jazz, and I will see you on Monday. Bye, everyone.